So here are some of the reasons why tech SDRs fail in their first year. In fact, most tech SDRs, why they would fail the first 90 days that they're on the job as either a brand new tech SDR, or if you've been bouncing around to a few jobs. Here are some of the reasons why you may already know, but I'm just going to go ahead and validate it for y'all. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Rich with Elevate, your number one online resource for everything related to tech sales, job hunting, tech sales interviewing, and then also being successful on the tech sales job. Please subscribe if you guys have not already, because it's going to help us with the algorithm. And I'm also going to send you some resources with you subscribing to our YouTube channel. But let's go out there and get down to business. If you're watching this video right now, you're probably one of two different types of people. You're either somebody that's thinking about breaking into tech and doing so via tech sales, or you are already in tech sales and you're wondering why you're doing so bad on the job. Let me tell you why. There's a few different reasons, but let's start off with you. Most tech SDRs don't have the proper training. They don't have the proper training because the company that you're working at right now is not providing you with the right training. Just because your company has built out a very good product that is very, very much welcomed in the marketplace, that doesn't necessarily mean that you, as a tech SDR that is booking appointments for the closer, whoever it is that you are working for, has been getting the proper training to do your job the right way, in a way that you can be successful. So many successful people in tech sales, they either have like a personality for it, coupled with like a lot of work ethic, coupled with like a little bit of luck. They just get up into a position where they can go out there and manage other tech SDRs. But so many so many sales managers across the board, this isn't just like me jabbing tech sales. Sales management, generally speaking, most sales managers just suck. They figured out a process that worked for them, and then the company's like, you're closing a crap ton of deals right now. We want you to manage a team. We want you to train people how to do the job just like how you are doing it, because you're crushing it right now. And we want more of y'all printing cash for us. Problem is, knowing how to do something very well and knowing how to train somebody else to do something they're completely two different skill sets. And a lot of companies, they don't value training. It's a problem. It's a very big problem because all it is just turnover. People feel demotivated, people feel defeated, people end up quitting. Sometimes SDRs feel so defeated that even though their manager is like, just hang in there for a little bit, they can't mentally bring themselves to stay in the fight, and then they wither off. So training is bad. Another reason why a lot of tech SDRs fail is sometimes the product that they're selling is bad. And I'm not saying that the product that they're promoting or they're dialing cold calls for is a shit product. There are seasons in the world of tech. I mean, let's just make something very basic. When Tinder first came out, Tinder was great. I know that's a consumer product that you can download, you don't sell that to businesses, right? But Tinder's not fun anymore. Not a lot of people use Tinder for dating. In fact, a lot of people don't use dating apps, period. Apparently the new hot thing is to join a running club, right? If companies don't innovate, they basically risk getting extinct because another competitor is going to come out and just say oh shit, we see an opening right here where we can just carve out a little piece for ourselves, and then they come through. So yeah, maybe the company that you're working at, I don't know which company you're working at right now. These are people that are on the job. Maybe 2-3 years ago, it was hot. It was real hot and everybody wanted it. And now maybe there's a cheaper alternative. There's a better alternative. There's a product out there that's got much better features, especially on mobile. Whatever the case, there could be so many different reasons, right? Why why a company falls out of favor. There was a time, let's just make something very basic. There was a time when BlackBerry as a phone is hot. Some of you guys are watching this video right now. I was like, what's BlackBerry? And then when Apple came out, it completely massacred them. Happens. So maybe the software solution that you're selling out there, they stopped innovating, and that also happens too. They stopped innovating, and maybe they were cool for a while. Maybe the companies really liked it, but a lot of people made a switch. Like Go High Level right now as a CRM, they're doing very well. A lot of people have switched over to Go High Level. I'm not saying like there's anything bad with HubSpot. I'm not saying there's anything bad with Salesforce, but companies have different seasons, and some companies could either take that feedback and look at like, okay, what is it that we're not doing right? How do we go out there and improve? And maybe you're caught in that time when they're transitioning from them once being a really good product to now they're trying to figure out what kind of product are they going to evolve to. And in the middle of it, they still might be able to move some sales, but they don't have something called product market fit. And you're caught in the middle of that. So you're not doing anything wrong. So let's just assume for argument here that you've had the proper training, you're working in an environment that provides you with the proper training, right? You could also just be caught in the middle of that transitionary period. Who ends up hurting during that time? Your bank account. Another reason why you may not be doing as well as a tech SDR is you might just have really good training. There might be really good training there, but the manager as an individual is not good. So let's just assume, I really like this one saying from a movie. I can't remember the name of the movie. G.I. Jane. And it was about Navy SEALs, and the guy that was running the Navy SEAL training said this: there's no such thing as bad boat crews, only bad boat crew leaders. Across all different industries, if your manager is just crap, it doesn't matter how good the company is. And unfortunately, in any organization, there are gonna be some bad managers. Even if you were to join the military, there are some bosses that are not just gonna go out there and be good bosses, right? Crap. I mean, if you're working at Starbucks right now, there's like 100 Starbucks. I think every Starbucks got like a few shift leaders or like shift managers. They can't all be good. Some of them are. Some of them are just rock stars at, managing a Starbucks. But that individual might be bad. All of these problems can largely go ahead and it's like, okay, Rich, well, what's the solution? All of these problems can largely go ahead and be solved if you are part of a community like Elevate. Because what you really need to understand is you need options. Let's talk about why you even ended up in that job in the first place. You ended up in that job most likely because you needed a job. But you ended up in that job because you had no other options. You needed money coming in, and there was an offer letter that said, you sign right here, and every other Friday you get X dollar amount, and if you do this, you'll get a bigger dollar amount. But are the people that's watching, you who's watching the video right now, are you in a position where you have multiple offers, where you have options to kind of play with? A lot of you are not in that situation where you have options to go ahead and play with, right? So what you need to do is, our students that are coming out of our program have options. Because the other thing is this is the fourth reason. Let's just assume you had the right training. Let's just assume it was the right product. Let's just assume you had the right manager. You also have to talk about whether or not it's the right culture for you. If you take a look at a sports team, you take one player and you put that person underneath one organization. They're sitting on the bench all season long. They're struggling. You put them on another team, they're thriving. Because why? Culture. Are these a group of people that you even want to go ahead and work with? I know that because I was a part of, in terms of sales, I was a part of 3 very big organizations. There was 2 that, one of them I didn't do very well. One of them I did a little bit better, but the other one I absolutely crushed it. Yeah, there was a combination of like experience, got better. But when I took a look at the whole thing, I was like, those 2 other shops that I didn't do that well, and yeah, I didn't have as much experience, but I also didn't like those people very much. And I'm not saying they're bad people, they just weren't really my people. So everything comes down to if you want to give yourself the best chance of succeeding on the job in tech sales, you need to be with the right culture as well. You need the right training, you need the right product for you, you need the right manager for you, but you also need the right culture. Because like if you have like there is a situation where you have a good manager, but you hate your coworkers, it's going to be pretty hard for you to be successful long term. And honestly speaking, from a mental health perspective, you don't really want to be in that type of environment, right? So schedule a call. Let's go ahead and talk you. Let's go ahead and help you get a better job, because the longer you suffer out there, you know who's really hurting? Your bank account. Because if you have all four, the right training, the right product, the right manager, and you're in the right culture, your investment more than pays off, because you're not spending your time in the wrong place. You're spending your time in the right place, and you're going to start seeing the dollars come in. Okay? Subscribe to this video if you found any value out of it. I'm looking forward to speaking with you very, very soon.